On August 2nd, 2022, Beyond Compare Wrestling launched with its premiere episode, World Title Warfare. Now, over 46 episodes later, BCW presents its biggest event ever, a historic event which will be the culmination of BCW's 3-year history. Tonight, partners will fight, rivals will wage war, and mortal enemies will battle for championship gold. BCW proudly presents its marquee event, SLAMTACULAR!
Thank you for joining us here tonight. Tonight is the biggest event in BCW history, and what a stack card we have for you for SLAMTACULAR. In the main event, the BCW Commonwealth Tournament Finals, Tafik versus Victor Payne, who is coming out as the first ever BCW Commonwealth Champion. That is the main event here tonight. And then we have a first time ever matchup between Hard Limit and the Brotherhood. This is a tag team grudge match. Who's coming out with the victory in this huge tag team contest? And we're getting a much needed injury update on Benson Hicks. After being hit in the parking lot by a car in the last episode, we are going to find out the state of Benson Hicks here tonight. And our opener, match 1 in a best-of-3 series between Los Gomez and the BCW Dojo. It will be the Great Gomez taking on Tony Rizzo, two super heavyweight veterans in our opener. And as you can see, we are coming to you tonight from Chicago, Illinois, from the BCW Arena, and everyone is just filing in. They are almost ready for the action. I am almost ready for the action, but we got to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back for Los Gomez versus the BCW Dojo. Alright, and let's get to the breakdown for this best-of-3 series between Los Gomez and the BCW Dojo. For this best-of-3, the first match will be a singles match, the second match a tag team match, and if need be, the third match will be a 6-man tag. Each member of their respective teams may only participate once in rounds 1 and 2, and as I mentioned, if need be, if the match goes to the third and final match, it will be a 6-man tag where all 3 members of each team will participate. So tonight, it is the Great Gomez versus Mr. Tony Rizzo, two super heavyweight veterans representing each of their respective teams. Who is coming out with the win? The very, very important win in this best-of-3 series. You want to win the first match to put the pressure on your opponents in the second one. Who is coming out with the win? Let's take it to the ring. Let's find out. Let's get SLAMTACULAR kicked off right here, right now.
Standing 6'4" and weighing in at 305 pounds, he is a luchador with over 35 years experience. He is the Great Gomez.
And Here he comes, Lucha Libre royalty, the Great Gomez, the most experienced wrestler on the BCW roster. He is coming out here tonight to represent Los Gomez in match 1 of this best of 3 series. And that is a very, very smart move on the part of Los Gomez. With a wrestler so big, he is over 300 pounds. He has over 35 years experience. He is the single most experienced wrestler on the BCW roster. Very smart move, putting the Great Gomez in the singles match slot here tonight. And as he pairs up with Tony Rizzo, who is very, very similar in size and weight, it is a smart maneuver to pick the Great Gomez because Tony Rizzo is the trainer at the BCW dojo. He is not accustomed to going into a match against an opponent that has more experience than him. Will that advantage be enough for the Great Gomez? We're going to find out.
Standing 6'1" and weighing in at 315 pounds, he is a powerhouse wrestler from Rome, Italy, Mr. Tony Rizzo.
And here he comes, the leader, the head trainer of the BCW dojo, Mr. Tony Rizzo. He is a super heavyweight. He is super experienced. He has competed against some of the biggest and best that BCW has to offer. And tonight he is going one-on-one for the first time against the Great Gomez. 2 super heavyweights, 2 super experienced super heavyweights. This is going to be a classic opener between 2 wily veterans. And for that very, very important first matchup, if you got a best of 3 series, you want to get that first win, not just to put yourself 1-0 over your opponent, but to get that mental edge. That way, going into the second match, you have that mental advantage of already picking up that first win. You really, really put the pressure on whoever did not get the victory in the first match in that second match. So let's do it. Let's get to our first match of the night. And here he is, the Great Gomez, looking very, very focused, as is Tony Rizzo. And here we go, the bell has rung, the match is underway. SLAMTACULAR is kicking off here tonight, the biggest event in BCW history. This is our marquee event. This is our WrestleMania, our Bound for Glory, our All In, our Wrestle Kingdom. This is the big one. And tonight we're kicking off with 2 super heavyweights. And Tony Rizzo just grinding the Great Gomez down right here, getting that quick advantage. And even though these 2 are very, very experienced, as I have mentioned, I think this one is going to come down to a match that's going to go off like a stick of dynamite. Both these men are so big, so powerful, that I think they're going to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. They are going to go 1,000,000 miles a minute, just like with this Spanish Fly. Beautiful maneuver from a 300-plus pounder in the Great Gomez. And right as I'm saying, these 2 are going to go 1,000,000 miles a minute. The Great Gomez pulls out a huge Spanish Fly, ducks the punch. Great Gomez counters with a huge punch of his own, takes Tony Rizzo over to the ropes. And with 2 bigger, stronger men who are a little bit older than some of the other competitors on the BCW roster, I think they are really going to go 1,000,000 miles a minute. They are not going to get paid by the hour in this one. They're going to throw everything at the wall and see who can get that win real quick. You also want to conserve yourself potentially for that second, definitely that second and potentially that third matchup. If it goes to the 6-man tag, you do not want to have a big 60-minute classic in this first opener. You want to go hard and fast. You want to maybe not take too many chances, but you want to hit all your big moves quick and early. And that's what these 2 are doing. Even the most simple of maneuvers, when you are doing it from a super heavyweight, like this shot right to the spine. If you're about a 200-pound cruiserweight, that move is going to hurt. But when you are a 300-pound plus super heavyweight, having those forearm shivers right to the spine, that is going to do a lot more damage. And as is the case with heavyweights and super heavyweights, as we see in MMA, there is a lot more knockouts in the heavyweight division, and I think that's what's going to happen here. There are a lot more big, impactful maneuvers that can really lead to a pinfall or a submission in this one. Great Gomez with that bell clap, discombobulating Tony Rizzo. taking him over to the ropes, and the Great Gomez really loves utilizing the ropes, loves the springboards, loves getting all that momentum. Rope to rope and a big drop kick right to the face. Goes for the cover. First cover of SLAMTACULAR, first cover of the match. 2. Oh, and he almost got him. Great Gomez so good at using the ropes, using gravity, using the spring to really help him with his older frame. As we can see, the Great Gomez, he's double knee braced up. He might not be able to move around the ring as freely as if he didn't have those. Maybe he does not have the same movement ability in terms of his jumping prowess, but he jumps right up to the top there, proving me wrong right as I say it. Big, huge splash comes up. No water in the pool. That Gomez splash has been winning matches for the Great Gomez for 35 plus years. But Tony Rizzo taking him to the corner, trying to slow him down, trying to lock him up, trying to make it so he can't have that explosivity where he can jump off the ropes. And the Great Gomez, he has taken Tony Rizzo to the top. He's got something planned. Taking him up, but Tony Rizzo trying to fight him off. He knows he does not want to be in this position. You are in no man's land on that top rope. Great Gomez going for some elbow shots to the back of the head, right to the base of the spine. And what's he got here? Picks him up. Poison Rana from the top. You got to be freaking kidding me from these 2 300-plus pounders. And we got to take a replay of that one. Big, huge Poison Rana from the top. Avalanche Poison Rana from the Great Gomez. He's got to capitalize, though. Tony Rizzo, he's going for this big, huge full Nelson. He's just trying to buy himself some time. You can gas out your arms, though, but when you get hit with that Poison Rana, you got to do something. Great Gomez throws him off, and Great Gomez, he is firmly in the lead. I know this is MMA, this is not on points, but I have the Great Gomez firmly ahead on points after that big, huge Avalanche Poison Rana. Tony Rizzo trying to do everything to keep the Great Gomez grounded. Trying just to play defense, just trying to stop him from this big, huge barrage of offense. Tony Rizzo got to be seeing stars. He's got to be a little loopy. And he's got to do something to create a little bit of space. Drops him down, goes to the second. Wants him to get up. What's he got planned here? Takes him, goes over the top of him. I thought he was going to go for that pin, but opts just to get better ring positioning. Throws the Great Gomez to the middle, but the Great Gomez, so smart, rolls to the ropes. I think Tony Rizzo was going to set him up maybe for that 7-star lariat. But what's this maneuver here? Picks him up out of midair and slams him down, really targeting that spine. He did it with those forearm shivers. He did it with that big, huge power slam out of nowhere. And now he's got him with the Boston Crab, really wrenching on that back, really wearing out the knees of the Great Gomez. He's got him in a big, huge submission. Can he get it right here? Middle of the ring, and the Great Gomez taps. Tony Rizzo wins. BCW Dojo picks up the first win in the best-of-3 series. And it was really targeting the back. That was Tony Rizzo's strategy. He locked in that Boston Crab. And as we mentioned earlier in the match, the Great Gomez, he's got those double knee braces. And after 35 years of taking bumps on that back, his spine has got to be not what it once was. Very, very cerebral move. Smart move from Tony Rizzo. Picks up the first win. Gets that first win in the best-of-3 series.
Here is your winner by submission, Mr. Tony Rizzo.
Well, there we go, a backstage meeting between Mr. GM and Byron Cassidy. Byron Cassidy has that scheduled Euroslam title defense here tonight. But right now we are getting into a tag team grudge match. Hard Limit versus the Brotherhood. First time ever for this matchup. And they're going at it at the biggest event in BCW, SLAMTACULAR. These two have been fighting tooth and nail for weeks, but tonight they lock it up tag team style. Who's coming out with the win from these two top tag teams? Let's take it to the ring and find out now.
Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 470 pounds, Hard Limit.
And here they are, Hard Limit, the Goon Squad for BCW World Champion Dirty Don, making their way to the ring. And in the last few weeks, it has been Sweetcox taking on Isaac Taylor. It has been Cameron Lewis taking on the Tool. But tonight, these two teams step into the ring together for the very first time. And originally, this match between these two teams was scheduled all the way back on BCW Episode 4 when we had that 4-man tag team title tournament to crown the first ever BCW World Tag Team Champions. Hard Limit was forced out of that tournament due to being fined and punished. But tonight, we get that match that was promised all those years ago here tonight at SLAMTACULAR.
Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 495 pounds, the Future, Cameron Lewis and Isaac Taylor, the Brotherhood.
And here they are, the baddest man alive and the Future, collectively known as the Brotherhood, one of BCW's top tag teams. They are coming in here tonight to secure a win on the biggest stage of BCW. Both these two have been on a very big roll as of late. Can they parlay that into a tag team victory here tonight at BCW's biggest event? And here we go. The bell has rung. This tag team match is underway. The two big men in Sweetcox and Isaac Taylor kicking it off here. And these are two, almost like the last match. These are Sweetcox, nearly 300 pounds, as is Isaac Taylor. They're in the top 280s. And both these men are so big, so jacked, so explosive, especially Isaac Taylor with that football background. He can really generate a lot of power in a very short amount of time. Goes for the quick cover here. Tool right on him, though, just glomming him. I think that was more for the mental edge to send a message, and now he's choking out Sweetcox here. These two competed in a great Beyond match at BCW Random Draw 3 just a few weeks ago, and it was Isaac Taylor picking up the win. Now we got Cameron Lewis in the ring. Isaac Taylor makes the tag. Cameron Lewis at Random Draw 3. He competed in a 3-way match for the BCW World Championship. So Cameron Lewis is one of the top wrestlers in either the singles or tag team division here in BCW. And he's really taken it to Sweetcox here tonight. Throws him in the corner. What has he got planned? Picks him up. Oh, but just too much weight. Cameron Lewis so strong, but when you're picking up about 285, that is a lot of weight to handle. Cameron Lewis, we always say it whenever he gets into the ring, he is one of the fastest, one of the most explosive high flyers in BCW, but he is getting worn out here. Sweetcox picking him up, taking him coast to coast, bashing his spine right into that middle turnbuckle. Cameron Lewis a little dazed, picks him up and just brutal elbow to the face. That could be a knockout shot. Could be over here. Quick knockout. No. That was a brutal elbow. Speaking of explosivity, I was mentioning Isaac. Oh, and here we go. That headbutt could have been enough to take out and rattle the brains of Sweetcox. Just draping over that arm. I don't know if that did more damage to his opponent or to himself. That was a huge headbutt. And very, very smart. It looked like Sweetcox was attempting to go for a tag. Cameron Lewis redirects him and hits him with that top rope forearm smash to the face. Sweetcox has got to make that tag. I think he's seeing stars. I think he's a little loopy after that headbutt. He might want to think twice before doing another headbutt like that again. Goes for the waistlock. Isaac Taylor reverses, goes for a waistlock of his own, throws him in the ropes, generating some power. Went for a back elbow of his own. Sweetcox reverses, picks him up. Double underhook, power bomb, center of the ring. Tosses him off like a pile of garbage, though. Now he's trying to wear out this elbow. Doing some limb work from the big man. Tags in the Tool, his tag team partner for the first time entering this matchup. And now we got the big man, little man situation. The Tool is so technically sound. Goes for the cover here. 1, 2. Center of the ring, Isaac Taylor buying his time, waiting to the 2 before kicking out. And the Tool, he is very fast, very explosive, very agile in his own right, but he is a very technical wrestler. Sometimes he does some fancy moves, and sometimes he just keeps it meat and potatoes, like right here, locking up the arm and just knees right to the spine. Which with Isaac Taylor, when he is so explosive, you want to take out the back and maybe want to take out the eyes, just punches right to the face. You can't hit what you can't see, so that is a smart move from the Tool. Sound strategy. Isaac Taylor just picking up Sweetcox by the gruff of his neck. And we've seen some headbutts here in this match, and Isaac Taylor goes for a headbutt here, but now he is in the wrong part of town. Getting double teamed here by Hard Limit. Oh, and just gets him there. I think the Tool was trying to throw him into the ropes for a move to come back. Isaac Taylor reverse, gets a shot to the back of the head for his troubles, and that's what they wanted. They wanted to throw him out on their side of the ring and do some damage on the outside to Isaac Taylor. Isaac Taylor's got to get back in the ring. He's got to at least get back to his side of the ring because he is in no man's land here. He's got Sweetcox and the Tool both on the outside watching over him, and a big X Factor to the ground. Face to that super thin padding. There might as well not be padding outside because that padding is razor thin. Isaac Taylor able to recover, though. Very wary of Sweetcox. Keeps his eyes on him while he gets back in the ring. And now goes up to him. Big, huge shot to the face. Picks him up, tries to throw him in again. But when Isaac Taylor's distracted here now by Sweetcox, Sweetcox is not the legal man. He's got to keep his eye on the Tool. Gets distracted. Able to reverse, though, and gain the advantage. Takes him to the corner. Is he going to go for the pounce potentially? And he is. Lock and loaded. I mentioned explosivity, and that's what Isaac Taylor's going for right here. Big, huge pounce. Turns the Tool inside out. And now goes for the cover. Could this be it? It's his finisher. 1, 2. Sweetcox able to come in and save the match for his partner. I think that could have been it. Isaac Taylor has put away quite a few opponents with that pounce. When he's got him here, another X Factor. Hits him with a signature maneuver from the Tool. 2. Oh, Cameron Lewis able to kick out. And sound strategy here from Hard Limit. Really trying to take whichever opponent they are facing and really keep them in their corner. Hit them with some big shots like that big, huge left elbow right to the face. Goes for the tag, going for some double team maneuvers here. What do they got planned? Big, huge shoulder blitz and going for that split in the wishbone there. That is really going to affect Cameron Lewis in his springing ability, able to get to those top ropes and use those springboard maneuvers. Sweetcox locking him up in the corner. Smart maneuver there, going for that midsection, knocking the air out, really affecting the gas tank of a Cameron Lewis. And we have seen Cameron Lewis and the Tool lock it up on the last episode. At Random Draw 3, we saw Sweetcox and Isaac Taylor lock it up in that Great Beyond match. So these two have been competing in singles matches for the last few weeks, but it is really telling to see how they operate as a tag team here tonight, how each man covers his partner, how they got each other's back. This is why this is a tag team grudge match that has been brewing since BCW 4. And in recent weeks, it has been the Brotherhood helping out Benson Hicks in his quest to gain that BCW World title, where it has been Sweetcox and the Tool of Hard Limit helping out Dirty Dawn. So not only is this a tag team grudge match that way, but it's also a blowover between the rivalry going into our BCW World title match, and the Tool not wasting any time. I think Sweetcox has been rattled in this match from all those shots to the head. I think the Tool knew it, got in there right away and broke it up so fast, having the Tool on the apron as the man to potentially come in and break up those pinfall attempts. And Sweetcox taking Isaac Taylor back to his corner. Opts to go for that headbutt again. How much damage did it do to Isaac Taylor? How much damage did it do to Sweetcox? It looked like he was going for a big shoulder butt. Isaac Taylor picks him up belly to belly. Hits him near that hardest part of the ring, right near the edge. A lot less give there. That is going to do double damage, but now we got Sweetcox locking up Isaac Taylor in the corner. Taylor able to get out. And now they go for the tag. They are going for a big, huge maneuver here. Picks him up. Big, huge powerbomb neckbreaker combo. That is their finisher. Can they get it? 1, 2. Got him. Big, huge tag team finisher there from the Brotherhood. And let's see this again. This is a thing of beauty. This double team maneuver, power bomb neckbreaker. They've not busted that out in a hot minute, but they busted it out at the biggest event in BCW, and it secured them the win. They call that maneuver the Back in Black, and it really sealed the deal for them tonight. The Brotherhood move up the tag team division rankings, but more importantly, they get revenge on their grudge match rivals Hard Limit. Big, huge win for the Brotherhood. Congratulations. Picking up the win at SLAMTACULAR.
The following contest is your SLAMTACULAR main event.
All right, and it is main event time, so let's get to this BCW match breakdown. It was all the way back on BCW 24 at the Urban Warfare pay-per-view that Victor Payne defeated Tafik. This was the first one-on-one singles match between these two competitors, and it was Victor Payne locking in that Cobra Clutch to secure the win at that pay-per-view. Then, as the BCW Commonwealth Title Tournament kicked off, it was Victor Payne defeating Mr. GM in the quarterfinals, hit him with that black hole slam. That was a squash match, as Victor Payne was super dominant in that one. And then when it came to the semifinals, Victor Payne defeated Mr. Tony Rizzo again, locking in that Cobra Clutch submission, draining the life out of the over 300-pounder. And that secured Victor Payne's path to the finals. Then in the quarterfinals, it was Tafik defeating Grizzly Mac with that big, huge, ugly Burning Hammer. The Burning Hammer is Tafik's finisher, and it has put away opponent after opponent. And in the quarterfinals, it put away Grizzly Mac. Then in the semifinals, Tafik did much more of the same. Hit a big, huge Burning Hammer to a mere man and punched his ticket to the finals. And let's get to the tail of the tape in this one. 6'5", 300 pounds, 6'2", 1 is Tafik versus 6'9", 375 German, 14-0. I think the X factor of this one is really going to come down to the mental edge that Victor Payne has. He has already defeated Tafik. Can Tafik figure out a way to defeat the big, huge, undefeated Victor Payne? We're going to find out in tonight's main event, BCW Commonwealth Tournament Finals. Singles match, no time limit. There must be a winner. Who is coming out as the first ever Commonwealth champion? It is not every day that a new championship is introduced in BCW. Who is going to have the honor of being the first champion? Let's take it to the ring. Let's find out right now. SLAMTACULAR main event.
The following is the finals of the BCW Commonwealth Title Tournament. Standing 6 feet 9 inches tall and weighing in at 375 pounds. Tonight he brings to the ring an unblemished BCW record of 14 wins, 0 losses. He is the BCW Commonwealth Title Tournament finalist. He is the undefeated Victor Payne.
Victor Payne was the odds-on favorite to win the BCW Commonwealth Title Tournament. He has advanced from the quarterfinals to the semis and now to the finals. He is one match away from being the BCW Commonwealth Champion. Can he get it done in the main event here tonight?
Standing 6'5" and weighing in at 300 pounds. Tonight he brings to the ring an impressive BCW singles record of 6 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. From Copenhagen, Denmark, he is the BCW Commonwealth Title Tournament finalist, the Danish Destroyer, Tafik.
And thank you to our announcer for those very special introductions. We have Tafik here looking to avenge his former loss to Victor Payne. Does he have a formula to pick up the win here tonight?
The following contest is for the undisputed BCW Commonwealth Championship.
And that is what it's all about, the BCW Commonwealth Championship. The main event is here. The finals are here. Victor Payne versus Tafik. And here we go. The bell has rung. The match is underway. Main event underway. We are crowning a new champion here tonight. And there's no better place to do it than BCW's biggest event ever, SLAMTACULAR. This 3-night event is kicking off with the finals of the BCW Commonwealth Title Tournament. And Tafik really going for the power game here. Military pressing the 375-pounder. And these two are big, huge super heavyweights. Tafik over 300 pounds, super heavyweight. And Victor Payne, the biggest man on the BCW roster, 6'9", 375. I'd call him an ultra heavyweight. And these two are really going at it tooth and nail. These are two of the biggest in BCW. And it is no surprise that they made it to the finals, being this big and this bad at a big, huge leg drop. I say it every time Victor Payne gets in the ring, but when you face a Victor Payne, even the most simplistic of maneuvers, like that big leg drop, could almost be a finisher or a signature, because having a 375-pounder drop that leg across your throat, too. Checking his progress early in this one, only gets a 2 count, and it's probably from big maneuvers like that leg drop and these big, huge shots. Even just a punch from Victor Payne could be a knockout blow. And Victor Payne, as we mentioned, when these two face each other at the Urban Warfare pay-per-view one-on-one, it was Victor Payne picking up that win. Victor Payne, he knows the formula for beating Tafik, but that was years and years ago. Tafik has really grown as a competitor. He has really amped up his game. He has learned a lot. So this is not the same Tafik, but at the same time, when you have that mental edge going in, of beating your opponent? Do you put your foot on the gas and really, really try and crush them? Or do you take your foot off the gas, maybe not prepare quite as much? That is going to be an X factor here. I think Victor Payne is the type of competitor that prepares, if not over-prepares. But that said, with Tafik going in with a loss to an opponent, you are definitely going to prepare. You are not going to under-prepare for Victor Payne and going right there for a buckle bomb. That could be one of the moves that Tafik prepared to do in this match. Really inflicting a lot of pain, but picking up a 375-pounder, is that going to really contribute to Tafik's gas tank being worn out? And speak of being worn out, a big, gigantic powerbomb. One of the signature maneuvers of Victor Payne, and now he's telling him to bring it. Tafik, to his credit, getting right back up and knocking him down with a big, huge running neck breaker there. But these two men are going tit for tat. They're doing some big, huge moves every few seconds, so this one could be over real quick, or we could be in for the long haul. This match, no time limit. It could go all night. I don't think each competitor's bodies are going to be able to take the onslaught that the other is raining down upon him. Tafik getting a little cocky there. I think that is a mistake from Tafik. Tafik not one for making mistakes, but he made one there. I know you got to get amped up. You got to get that adrenaline pumping from the crowd. But when you are facing a Victor Payne, you cannot take your foot off the gas pedal. Victor Payne does not leave very many openings in his game, and you got to take advantage. Right as I say that there, Victor Payne amping up, just soaking in the booze and just stomping out Tafik. Victor Payne has felt that he has been screwed over on world championship opportunities. As we've seen from the tail of the tape, he's 14-0, but every time he gets a shot at the world title, it is always in a multi-man match in which he is not defeated, but always comes up on the short stick. 2. Victor Payne kicks out. So this BCW Commonwealth Title Tournament was perfectly suited for Victor Payne. All singles matches. Victor Payne is undefeated in singles matches. He's not only the favorite in the tournament, but he's one of the favorites in BCW, since he is one of the only undefeated people. And he's going here. Oh, I thought he was going for that big, huge Cobra clutch. Opts to go for the big backdrop, but I think that is why he didn't do it. Victor Payne looking a little gassed. Victor Payne has a lot of advantages, but one of those is definitely not his gas tank. That is one of Victor Payne's disadvantages. Having that frame so big, so strong, you gotta fuel all those muscles, you gotta fuel that gas tank. And even though he's got some big, big lungs, that is a big, big body to supply oxygen to. So Victor Payne does not have the same level of cardio as a smaller man like a Tafik. Tafik is still super jacked, don't get me wrong, but Victor Payne does not have the best cardio on the roster, just simply due to his size. But he definitely makes up for it with his strength, with his ferocity, with his aggressiveness. And now he's just telling Tafik to get back up. Tafik having a lot more trouble getting up now after absorbing all these shots. And now he picks him up for the bear hug, going for a different kind of submission. Tafik gets to the ropes though, but just tosses him down, and Tafik is really having his energy zapped in this one. And Tafik, desperation back elbow. When you have Victor Payne coming at you, rushing towards you in the corner, you got to do something. You're definitely feel like a caged animal. You got to go into desperation mode. You got to do something. Otherwise, you're going to get steamrolled by the big German. And again, walking him down, but Victor Payne walking slowly. Throws him in the corner, and now he's just really unleashing these moves. Picks him up, drops him right in the center with that sidewalk slam. Could this be enough? That's a lot of weight crashing down off the sidewalk slam, too. Tafik kicks out, and he kicks out with authority. Victor Payne taking a second to soak in these boos and potentially to catch his breath a little bit, get some oxygen into that big frame. And now he picks him up with the bear hug slam. Again, keeping him in the center of the ring, though. If he does go for another submission, he does not want Tafik to get to the ropes. But Victor Payne really slowing it down here, really taking a lot more time and really spamming these leg drops. Victor Payne is really liking the leg drops. It is a maneuver which has a very high yield with very little risk. So in terms of the risk-reward factor, that leg drop is doing a lot of damage. And again, Tafik is really just needing these ropes and getting to the corner to try and get up. Victor Payne thought better of rushing in. Took a second to catch his breath, and now just unloading these shots in the corner. Oh, and just trash talking him, telling him to get up. I think Tafik is out on his feet. Oh, but no, right as I say that, Tafik reverses. He is not out on his feet. Counters with a big, huge knee to the face. And that was a knee right to that left eye of Victor Payne. And Victor Payne, he has that right eye covered up, so that could be part of Tafik's strategy. Limit the vision. If you can't see what's coming at you, you're not going to be able to defend against it. Could that be Tafik's plan of victory? But Tafik has got to do some big maneuvers. There is no game plan for what maneuver could potentially defeat a Victor Payne. But I tell you this, it's got to be a big, huge, impactful one. And now he's picking him up. Snake eyes in the corner. Goes off the ropes. Big boot to the face. Could the vision have been impaired? Did he see the shot coming? 1, 2, 3. Ooh. And Tafik just being like, what do I got to do to beat this big, huge man? And now grinding his face. I think that is the strategy of a Tafik. Take out the vision. And he is doing that very, very well. Lots of shots to the face, lots of shots to the eyes. And when you only got that one eye, that's good. It is definitely going to limit your depth perception. I think that is why Victor Payne fights in a phone booth. He fights close quarters. He likes having Tafik in the corner because he does not need the full extent of that depth perception. Victor Payne, very, very cerebral. And when you have a cerebral opponent with such that big, huge frame and all that power, that is why he is so successful. That is why he is 14-0. That's why he is undefeated. And that's why he is competing here tonight for the first ever BCW Commonwealth Championship. The first ever BCW World Tag Team Champions are the Game Changers. The first ever World Champion is Dirty Don, who will be defending his title on night 3. And we are going to find out who the first ever Commonwealth Champion is. You really etch yourself into history by becoming the first ever champion. And has he done it right there with the big, huge smash, 300-pounder off the top. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Victor Payne kicks out. Tafik cannot believe it. And now is he going for that burning hammer? This could be Tafik's key to victory. He got him up. Can he hit it? Burning hammer right to the corner. Didn't even hit him in the center of the ring. That is one of the hardest parts, but Victor Payne able to hit him with that knee, able to counter. Tafik hit Victor Payne with his best shot, and it wasn't enough. Not even able to bring him to the center of the ring to even attempt a pinfall. Victor Payne gets back up right away. And I said it before, that is exactly what I meant. What does Tafik have to do to defeat a Victor Payne? There is no template for beating him. Tafik hit him with his best shot that took out Grizzly Mac in the quarters, took out Amir in the semis. It has taken out other opponents in BCW. What does Tafik have to do? Throws him in the corner, hits that shoulder right to the solid steel ring post. And now just trying to wear him out. And this match is going long. And these are some big, big maneuvers that these two wrestlers have been doing to each other. What do they got to do? Tafik, is he going up for another splash? Gravity is definitely your friend when you're 300 pounds. Tafik wants him to get back up. Is he going to crowd him? Oh, and he goes for the cross body. He thought he was going to crowd him. Takes him down. Now Victor Payne's in the center of the ring. Tafik telling him to get up. Victor Payne playing possum. Knocks him down. Hits him again with that leg drop. That's got to be 6, 7, 8 leg drops. Tafik reverses with the headbutt. And some big, huge, brutal shots and a kick. Super kick to the face, right to that eye. I don't think Victor Payne saw it coming. The vision could be diminished at this point. And now what's Tafik got here? Big shot to the jaw. Picking him up. Nearly 700 pounds on the top rope. Picks him up. Air raid crash. Could this be it? Cinches up the leg. 1, 2. Can he do it? 3. He got him. Tafik has won the BCW Commonwealth Title Tournament. He has defeated the undefeatable. He has done not just the improbable, but what some thought was impossible. It was not the burning hammer, but it was the big, huge, gigantic air raid crash that sealed the deal. And we are taking a look at this replay here. It was the shoulder right to that steel post. Knocked him up in the corner. Some big, huge, heavy leather. Hit him with that super kick. I think it was the shot that he didn't see coming. And look at this, 375 on the top, air raid crash, 675 pounds, crash into this reinforced ring. 1, 2, your winner of the BCW Commonwealth Title Tournament, Tafik. He has done it. Massive, massive win for Tafik. Defeats Victor Payne. Oh, and what do we got here?
Tafik, you are the winner of the BCW Commonwealth Title Tournament. Congratulations. But as for being the first BCW Commonwealth champion, well, you haven't done that just yet. I said I wanted this new championship to be prestigious, to be the most coveted championship in all of professional wrestling. Well, I can't think of a better way to do that than to have two tournament winners face each other to determine the first ever champion. Which is why, right now, it will be the BCW Commonwealth Tournament winner Tafik versus the 2024 Euroslam Tournament winner Byron Cassidy in a winner-take-all match. Good luck, gentlemen. I look forward to seeing who is our first Commonwealth champion.
Well, Mr. GM, was this what Mr. GM and Byron Cassidy were talking about earlier tonight? I gotta call a flag on this one. This is total bullshit. Tafik has already competed in a match. He has competed 10-15 minutes against one of the best in BCW in Victor Payne. He defeated the undefeatable. He won the BCW Commonwealth Title Tournament. He should be the BCW Commonwealth Champion right now. This match should not be happening. This is total BS. And there we go with the graphic. The BCW Commonwealth Championship title match is going on right now. And Byron Cassidy locking it up. He is fresh. He's got that triangle choke locked in. Tafik, he's been competing. His gas tank has got to be empty. But Tafik gets out of it, throwing some heavy shots to Byron Cassidy's face. And ladies and gentlemen, this match should not be taking place. This is total garbage, in my opinion. Have this match take place next week. Have it take place at a later date. I get wanting to add prestige to a match, but this is total BS. But Tafik, can he do it here? Can another air raid crash seal the deal? Can he beat Victor Payne and Byron Cassidy in the same night? Rocking him here. Can he do it? Referee position 1, 2. He's got... Oh, no. Byron Cassidy kicks out. Tafik, he's got to do something. I mean, what more can you do? He has already done what some thought was impossible. He beat Victor Payne, and now he's got to take on one of the top competitors in Byron Cassidy, who's not only a top competitor, but he is totally fresh. Maybe not quite as fresh now after taking that air raid crash and now taking the burning hammer. Can Tafik do it? Byron Cassidy not moving. He's got to drag him to the center. He's got to get him away. He's wasting precious seconds, so he's got to cover him now. Cover him now. Goes for the cover. Can he do it? Can he pick up the win? 1, 2. Can he do the impossible again? No. And Byron Cassidy kicks out Tafik. He's got to do something here, but what more can this man do? He's already been competing now for over 15 minutes, and Byron Cassidy throws him over, locks in the bone slide and tied. It's a submission. Tafik's got to get to the ropes. Just reach out your arm, Tafik. Reach out, grab the bottom rope, and Tafik taps out. Damn it. Byron Cassidy picks up the win here tonight. Winner via submission. This is total collusion between Byron Cassidy and Mr. GM. This should not have happened. Tafik should be the BCW Commonwealth Champion. And oh, and here's Mr. GM just celebrating. Mr. GM is going to catch hell for this one from the BCW Championship Committee, from BCW management. There's going to be some hell to pay for this one, but let's take a look at the finals of this one. It was Tafik picking up Victor Payne, slamming him down with his air raid crash to defeat Victor Payne and win the finals. He hit the same air raid crash on Byron, but Tafik was not able to do it. If Byron Cassidy was not a fresh man, I think Tafik would have won that one, and then picked him up for his other finisher, the burning hammer. Hit him with that super ugly burning hammer, and to Byron's credit, he kicked out, but then once he locked in that bone slide and tied, Tafik was just too zapped from energy. He was too worn down from all the punishment between two of the best wrestlers in BCW. Byron Cassidy picks up the win. He is now a double champion here in BCW, and this is total garbage.
Here is your winner and new undisputed BCW Commonwealth Champion, the Butcher, Byron Cassidy.
Byron Cassidy, you can't change it. He is the first ever BCW Commonwealth Champion. He picks up the win here tonight against Tafik. And this was a conclusion to the BCW Commonwealth Title Tournament. I did not see coming. I don't think anyone saw that. Mr. GM, since episode 1, he has been an impartial general manager. He's been an impartial matchmaker, but this was total bullshit in the matchmaking department here tonight. But the results of tonight for BCW SLAMTACULAR were the Great Gomez versus Tony Rizzo. Tony Rizzo picks up the win via submission in our opener here tonight. And then we had a tag team grudge match. The Brotherhood pick up the win over Hard Limit in this first time ever matchup. Cameron Lewis beats Sweetcox. Hard Limit dropped now to 2-9 in the tag team division. And then the Commonwealth Tournament final. It was Tafik winning the tournament, but he did not win the Commonwealth Championship. He defeated Victor Payne. Victor Payne is now 14-1. And it was the Commonwealth title and Euroslam title winner-take-all double match. Tafik is now 7-3, and Byron Cassidy is now your inaugural BCW Commonwealth champion. I hate to say it, but that is how the cookie crumbled on this one. That is how this match took place. We're going to need some answers from Mr. GM on the next episode. And speaking of the next episode, Best of 3 Series match number 2, tag team match between Los Gomez and the BCW Dojo. It's a must-win for Los Gomez. Can they pick up the win on night 2? And then a steel cage match. No escape necessary for these two former tag team partners. Their rivalry has boiled to its breaking point. Steel cage match, Adam Ace, Jacob Akane. And the BCW World Tag Team titles will be defended. NSFW challenging the Exile. Can the hometown boys, NSFW, come out with the win in the World Tag Team titles? Or will the Exile defend the titles? Find out in the next one. Thank you for joining us. Night 2 of SLAMTACULAR. We'll see you in the next one.